In a speech in Jerusalem, GOP presidential hopeful Mitt Romney presented himself as a strong ally of Israel. Stronger, he says, than his White House opponent, President Obama. A CNN correspondent characterizes Romney's words as music to the country's leader's ears.
We just got a statement from Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, who praised what Mitt Romney said, who thanked him for calling Jerusalem the capital of Israel.
In the speech, Romney called for an end to, quote, diplomatic distance from Israel. Al Jazeera says the address was as pro-Israel as it gets, despite there only being about 200,000 Americans in Israel who will vote in the elections. But those votes, suggests Al Jazeera, aren't the main thing in the Romney camp's mind.
He's here, obviously, to get as much money as he can from very, very wealthy donors. It's, of course, that very powerful Jewish lobby in the United States and, that, of course, a large block of Jewish American voters.
Romney spent a large chunk of his speech talking tough on Iran and saying the U.S. will respect Israel's right to defend itself against that country. BBC News says with this, Romney hopes to distance his policies from President Obama's.
Bring a prayer at the Wailing Wall with 100 days to go before the election, Mr. Romney isn't so much courting the Jewish vote at home as stressing he'd take a harder line abroad than President Obama.
But despite the tough talk and the promises of support, the Washington Post's Philip Rucker says Romney's so-called more bold than Obama policies are still pretty vague. There is little daylight between his policy approach to Iran and the policies President Obama has pursued in office, although Romney used more heated rhetoric to describe the Iranian threat. In the 2008 presidential elections, Obama scored 78% of the Jewish vote. But this time, some note, the cause might not be lost to Romney. Politico's Jonathan Martin notes Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu seemed willing to take a jab at the current occupant of the White House when he said any actions so far have, quote, not set back the Iranian nuclear program by one iota. Martin characterizes the PM's words as, quote, something of a rebuke to President Obama. In attendance of the speech was casino magnate Sheldon Adelson, the billionaire who kept Newt Gingrich's campaign afloat before supporting Romney. Adelson's vowed to donate $100 million to the Romney campaign and super PACs supporting the candidate. Romney's overseas tour heads to Poland tomorrow. For Newsy, I'm Christina Hartman, multiple sources, The Real Story.